Hey. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Good morning. Good afternoon, kind sir. How are we all? Thank you all for tuning in. It's another one now. Choose Life podcast.
Yeah.
Gonna grab it while it's hot. It's gonna be a good one. Good episode. For those who don't know, or may not see it right now, you might have just woken up. There's a third box right here, and it's currently, not revealing itself because we're gonna introduce him. His name is you might have seen already. There he is.
Sorry, there he is.
This is our special guest for tonight. Michael Tuiloma, aka Big Mike, aka Big Shoulders, aka Run the Ball through the gaps, over the top, out of the post, turn right at the roundabout, turn left at the lights. Yeah, this is our special guest. So he's a former rugby player. He's played a part of the Samoa A, and he's Sub-Roxanne. And yes, I'm gonna stop talking, man. I'm tired of myself, man. And there's Albert. Albert, introduce yourself, my brother.
Yes, you know what it is. It's Albert. So, once again, we're on our podcast tonight, and I'm excited to hear our story and our speaker tonight. So, but our speaker's all the way from New Zealand. So we're from Sydney, and our speaker's all the way from New Zealand. And looking forward to hearing the story. Looking forward to inspiring someone out there tonight. So if you're going to jump on tonight, I just encourage you to share this page tonight, share our podcast, because we've got an awesome speaker. He's going to take us through his journey and his life. So tonight's podcast, the title for tonight is called "When One Door Closes, Another One Opens." So yeah. All the way from New Zealand. Big Mike, what's the weather like over there?
A bit of sun showers, heavily easterly coming from the east. Up here in the naughty north, I'm currently up here in Waipu at a lovely friend's house who are housing me for the night. But yeah, quite thankful and blessed to be here in New Zealand in the winterless north. But yeah, the weather today was actually pretty good. Well, in Northland, anyways.
Yeah. And so whereabouts are you actually in New Zealand? Are you north or south?
I'm in north currently for work.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm currently in north for work. But originally I've only been here for 4 weeks. But I am originally from South Auckland, or reside in South Auckland.
Yeah.
Can I just say it's actually Richmond Heights, just to be safe, but it's all good.
Yeah, Richmond Heights, eh?
Richmond Heights,
Richmond
just for anyone that's hating, it's called Richmond Heights,
Yeah. So if you've just joined us tonight, we got a special guest speaker tonight, and we're pretty much talking about just resilience, just through these times of. I know in Australia we've got COVID happening, lockdowns happening. Is there lockdowns in New Zealand at the moment?
Nah, just the guys getting locked down by their missus, but not COVID lockdowns at all. So it's just pretty free and open here at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Goodmeal's been on that lockdown for a long time.
Mate, hey, it's an honor to have you part of our podcast, man. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you've been flying to and from on your jet plane, or private jet, or big jet, you like to call it, I believe. But yeah, man, we're honored, man. Can't wait for everyone to hear a bit about you and your story and your achievements and the bumpy roads that you're still getting through. Just wanted to acknowledge first that you're a decent bloke, mate. It's been a It's been an honor to get to know you last couple of months, mate. And
Oh, Mike, get off me! Stop it! Stop it!
This is what we like to say. The last time we have you. Yeah, man. Yeah, because you're gonna be taking up the airtime, so yeah. Got to get something in there, something positive.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Hey, before we get you on, also, just 3 questions. What's your favorite mum's meal whenever you go back home?
Sweet and sour. Also, straight off the bat, she makes a solid sweet and sour.
Yeah.
Yo.
And where do you go late at night for? There's no other shops that you know that are open. Where would you go in New Zealand for snack?
And some people are on here. Be Denny's, Denny's and Otara.
Denny's and Otara. Yeah. Nothing beats Denny's, eh?
Otara, but yo, Denny's.
Yeah.
Denny's
Just I remember last time I went to New Zealand, my cousin took me to a place where they had, it was like an egg foo young burger.
Yeah.
But it was stacked. Is that place still?
The Yokin burgers also.
Yeah.
So those got a massive reputation, bro. $5, and it's like you're having 3 burgers in one go.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. I couldn't finish it. And the cousins took me there that one night, and it was wow, stacked. Yeah.
Yo, so what it is? It's 2 trays of eggs in one burger.
Oh. Yeah.
I was joking. I don't know, but it's massive, and it's only $5.
Yeah, it is massive.
Mate, this guest is full of surprises, mate. He's got the info.
We before you guys start, just gotta keep it fun and exciting and keep the guys engaged. Don't want them to lose too much. That's why I say, Mike, when you introduced me, get off me as well. It's all right.
Yeah.
Mate, family friendly, mate. Come on, mate.
Yeah. That's so good.
You got one more question for him before he jumps on?
Yeah, man. What's one of your highlights in your rugby career?
Definitely playing for SAE. Going over in Uruguay and when the national anthem plays, it's a different sense of pride. Got a few of us that had the tears flowing and whatnot. It's a massive to represent your country at any level, especially playing against the Argentinian side. So it was definitely one I will never let down. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. We got another also who's gonna jump on soon. It's our third amigo, Lawrence, when he jumps on. But yeah, so looking forward to hearing your story, Big Mike. Hope everybody has jumped on tonight. Please share this tonight. Share with your friends. Pretty powerful story. So so we're gonna hand it over to Big Mike to take over the stage, man. Also,
I'm gonna go on mute and calm down because I'm gonna be drooling, looking at Big Mike.
All right, also.
Same here.
Don't forget to open your mouth. Oh, sorry. Anyways, family friendly. Sorry, guys. I forgot you guys gave me the rules before we started this. But I'll just break it down. I know I gave you guys a massive blurb before and whatnot. My name is Michael Tuiloma, or aka Big Mike. I think the name Big Mike just came by way of people trying to be polite and not call me fat. So Big Mike sort of stuck. It became a nickname for years. I am of Samoan descent. I am full Samoan. My parents hail from the villages of Sapunawa, Falealili, Waiala, Lalovaya, and Mapia, and Sapaikea. So these are that's just a little bit about me and my origin. Born in Wellington, grew up in Wellington. Went to most of my early days of schooling in Wellington, ended up in Tokoroa for a couple of years, then in Christchurch for a year, and then finally finished up in Auckland. You may wonder why I've stayed in so many places, but yeah, my papa was a Rolling Stone. Nah, jokes. My father was a minister. Or before he was a minister, he graduated from Bible college and was. I just found out today, or 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the show, that he went to the same Bible college as Albert in Amerika Samoa, Kafunga, SAUG. So yeah, came back to New Zealand and was called into the ministry. And as a bum boy coming back from the school, I don't know if Albert had to go through it. Went through and go to different churches. So, and within those invitations and callings, you know, he took the whole family. So we traveled quite a bit. I'm the eldest of 5. I do have adopted brothers and siblings that all ran away. But no, guys, don't take me seriously. Any of you Samoans up in here, if you know, you know. I do have adopted siblings. I'm blessed to be a part of their lives and their journeys, and the older man helping the extended family in Samoa through, you know, for many reasons. So yeah, I'm a pastor's kid. Go through. Four boys, 1 girl. My sister passed away in 2016. So we don't know the cause of her death, but she tragically passed away. So it's only 4 of us boys now. Brother after me, Carlos, plays rugby as well. Currently just debuted for Manu Samoa for the last couple of weeks. So if you're watching the games, he was the guy that scored the last-minute tries against Tonga, Tonga and the Māori All Blacks. So yeah, he's doing pretty well. Travel. I've got another brother who was a singer, so he does this whole gigging, singing, music is passion and whatnot. And then my youngest brother, who's currently wanting to follow the field of logistics, sort of what I'm in. But yeah, so that's just a breakdown of me and my origins. Fast forward a couple of times to this program, and the reason why we're here talking, I guess, with all of that being said, being the eldest, being a minister's son, lots of pressure, not only in ministry, just in terms of family as well. And then not only that, the financial obligations. And if you're a minister's kid, especially in the AUG, we don't get the whole lafos or alofas that people are lucky to get. Correct me if I'm wrong, Albert, that other locals get, where whewhiaus are looked after by the church. Man, this ministry here is, you gotta do your own. And look after your own. My dad worked quite a few jobs, and he's an educator, so is my mom. My mom's a teacher. But, you know, growing up in a big island family and trying to cater to everyone, it's never enough. With that being said, that pressure filters down to us kids. So, like, you know, go through the stages. Was blessed to come to Auckland and get into schooling and do well. I was head boy in my school, so I became head boy in Aorere College. Shout out to Aorere College. It's a bit interesting. I finished schooling there, but I started at 2 other schools, but I was too awesome, so they kicked me out. As you know, as you do when you become the best student in the schools. But I guess I had a turning point and turned around, went to Aorere College and did well enough and became the head boy there, and education became sort of a thing for me. Got into rugby quite late, so I was never the rugby guy that started as a kid, like my brothers were. I actually only started playing sixth form, so I was never a keen rugby player. Just the guy that hung around the geeks in school. I was really into, I know some might laugh, but I was into hockey. I played turf hockey, field hockey. I was a centre half back when I was 20 kgs. Um, represented Auckland secondaries back in the day in 2007. So yeah, I was definitely into hockey, and got pulled into rugby quite late. So rugby for me came late in my life, and my brothers that were already coming up and making rep teams, whatnot. Fast forward, it became really good, and started like building a little career and CV for myself, and making fringing NPC teams and traveling New Zealand, playing the sport. And then, yeah, sort of went to uni at the same time. Decided to drop out of uni because some guy goes, "I'll come down here, I'll give you a contract." And I sort of went down there and the contract, and got injured. So I'm only giving these guys just like a quick, because I'm mindful of the time. And yeah, went down there, played, was fortunate to make a professional team. Then we never ceased for a bit, did 6 months, prepping on, came back. I went on tour, and then I got injured. So I did my MCL on my right knee, and it was torn, and it was, most injuries you can recover, but I was told I was never able to play again. So I was never able to start playing rugby or pursue the dream that I wanted to pursue in terms of sport, because it became a bit too hard. But then I started playing for all the B teams in New Zealand. And if you want to fact check that, just jump on my Facebook and you see me wearing so many uniforms. It's not funny. So I'm called like the club slut here along the rugby circles. Been blessed to make a lot of friends and win a couple of championships. So I see the photo that you guys chose was one of me holding the trophy. Was a Northland champ. So we took out the regional competition here and became Northland Premier champs. And again, was in prime fitness, prime playing. Again, just never good enough to, again, with injury, when the fitness tests start going and the knee starts playing up, I could never crack another gig again. So opportunity opened for me when I ended up in a container, as I was speaking to also Albert earlier. I was at Bunnings, and I realized I couldn't chase the rugby dream again. And then career didn't work out because I decided to drop out of uni. And I was in a container. I had 2 kids already. I had my oldest son, Blessing, and my daughter, Jezebel. And I was in the container and working for minimum wage, bro. Trying to feed, and my dad, being a minister, he kicked me out of the house. I wasn't allowed to stay at his house because, I had a child out of wedlock. So I did the whole beg my mom to look after my kids. I was happy to stay out of the house at the time. My partner at the time, I wasn't allowed to stay at hers either because we were married, because there's Christian community family. So I would literally go, I don't know if you guys in New Zealand, there's Mangere Bridge, that bridge there. So I'll go crash there at night, and then I'll go shower at work in Bunnings in the mornings, because we start at 6:30 in the morning. So I'd go there, shower there, get ready for work, and then after work I'd shower there before I left. I was quite fortunate because my brothers and sister felt sorry for me and whatnot at that time, and my sister and my brother say, "Meet me here, we'll have dinner or whatnot." Like, because my dad was strict, bro. Like, my dad would give me the whole, I can't go preaching to people if my kids aren't listening to my sermons. You know what you should be doing. Well, you understand that, but the Bible is something. He was all good. He helped out with the kids and whatnot. But yeah, it became really hard, bro, and it was definitely a turning point for me. So the dreams that I thought I could chase in rugby, I needed to turn around, because I was in containers day in, day out. So in that container, I just started working my ass off. One of the managers saw me and asked me a few questions, and yeah, ended up being promoted to team leader, bro, within 3 months. So money got better. With that better money, I was able to get me a little. I don't know if you guys, because you're not from New Zealand, eh? But there's this boarding house in Otahu on Great Ave. It's across the McDonald's. I don't know if anyone knows it, but that was the first when I got that promotion. That was the first thing I did. I went and stayed there, so away from the car, and gets asked sometimes, just to give you guys some context. Some days my dad was being a dick, and yeah, he's on Facebook, so if he's watching this, yes, you were a dick to me. Sometimes he wouldn't take my kids. So there'll be days where I'd have my partner at the time in the car, my two ones at the back, and I will literally stand outside the car, let them sleep, because you're sleeping on the street at the time. So yeah, bro, things got really hectic. So I got that promotion, became team leader, and then I just think the big man was looking out for me, because 6 months after that, I ended up becoming the inwards manager. So money started getting better. So did okay at that, and then ended up buying my first sort of little apartment flat on Great Ave. So I literally just talked to the landlord just by way of conversation. He goes, "Oh, I own the property up there." So we did a handshake deal, and that was the first ever property I bought with the money that I earned, and it was quite cool, and had a safe place for me and my little ones. Yeah, and then climbed the ladder, and then fast forward a couple of years, ended up being the national operations manager at Bunnings. Got to do the whole, and then money became really good. Started hitting a few goals. Being on a 6-figure income before I was even 26 at that time. Started doing a lot of traveling back and forth from Oz. Then started getting accepted back into my dad's circle. I won't dwell too much into it, because it's definitely a heartstring puller, that little conversation. My old man was a hard man. He wasn't, but he was, can be hard, but yeah, it was definitely some struggles. And when your finances get better, you start getting recognized a little bit more, and then all of a sudden I started having all these financial responsibilities that had nothing to do. I wasn't even living at the house. Told to come back into the church and start serving. So music for me and my brother started in the church, self-taught, as you know, Albert. What's the devil? Yeah, you don't even know. I only knew how to play 3 chords at the time. Transpose was my best friend. So yeah, just started learning piano from there, and played it in my sister. So our band was literally my sister lead singer, me on the keys, my brother on the drums, and my other 2 brothers on bass and guitar, and sort of became like the whole, the standard PK band from there. So but yeah, so fast forward a couple years, things started turning to custard in my personal life, and relationship at the Rocks, and at this point I was already 3 kids deep, and me and my partner at the time decided that it wasn't working and split up. She was my high school sweetheart too, so 12 years in it, a long time, and to call at that point, and it became pretty hard, because she was there for quite a lot of the struggles. I mean, from being on the street to not, but she's happy now, and she's found someone else. So lots of pressures and different things started building or bonding up with me and whatnot. 2016, it became a bit too much, and I decided to have my first attempt, and I was lucky to survive. I was just lucky my son found me in the garage at that time. It was random. And as I was sharing with you, and what people don't realize is that stuff stays with you for a long time. Even now, it gets you. And when you go in the hospital, you're surrounded by security guards. You're deemed as a high risk and whatnot. You're there for the whole night, and you start thinking, and you meet all these you get bombarded with psychologists, counselors, the whatnots, and then it became crazy, bro. I spun out of this. I just thought I could do everything on my own, but behind closed doors, I was dying, bro, and decided it was easier just to die with my thoughts and whatnot, and that's sort of how that happened, and it's hard, as I've saying to you, even now it's on my record for life, and it's hard to get a doctor's appointment. Like when you call a doctor and whatnot, they give you this 20 questionnaire. Like even if you're calling just for like you got a sore head or whatnot, they take you through this whole questionnaire to make sure you're not mentally because they have the police in that ready because they think you're at risk and whatnot, that you will attempt again. And like to this day, and to see it on your record, like in black and white, attempted suicide, blah blah blah, it stays on your medical record for life. So whenever you go to doctors or you end up in hospital for an accident, even some of rugby injuries I got later, even after that attempt, there's psychologists and social workers on standby, even in hospitals, if they see that. And it's unreal, bro. Like you think you've forgotten about it, and it gets reminded to you in a subtle way, by way, like, you know, your record, the questions you get asked, and whatnot. And then the biggest thing was my sister passing away that year. That's what got me. That was my turning point. Like growing up in ministry also, and Albert, you'd appreciate, my dad being a minister, seeing my old man, and like I'm an advocate for the Bible and Jesus, and seeing my old man preach and pray, and like I've seen legit miracles, and got allowed to see my dad pray for people, and they like get healed or come back to life. I've even seen it happen in hospitals where my dad's challenged the doctor and said, "Do you believe in God?" Blah blah blah, and this person's come back to life and lived an extra 15 years. My turning point was when my sister was in her deathbed. My dad was praying for her, and nothing happened. Like, so I turned really sour towards my parents and the ministry. I was like, how can you serve a God? I started saying real bad stuff like, oh, your God's all shit, blah, blah, blah. And this is the raw truth. And I started trying to discourage my parents from doing, why are you guys serving in the ministry? Blah, blah. You can go pray for other people. And like, you know, when you ask God to, to bring your sister back to life, nothing happens, So that was my turning point, anyways, and that's how. And with everything else happening in the background, that's sort of how it all happened and came to be, and the attempt happened, and that was 6 years ago now. So still trying to get my way through it, but I've become a big advocate in terms of mental health and trying to do things, in regards to mental health and whatnot. So yeah, but fast forward a couple of years, I meet also, and it is what it is. So that's my story in a nutshell, bro. Fast forward, crumbled up, consolidated, maybe a few missing parts here and there, but yeah, that's me, bro. Unmute yourself, bro.
Sorry, guys. How about you guys send through some love for Big Mike for sharing the story. Come on, guys. Not easy to jump online and you can. There is your story. Everyone's got a story, and there's some parts of our stories where we go back to, and it still feels fresh. But to have the courage and the strength to speak about it, and I guess that's why we put on this platform, for everyone to be able to speak about what we've gone through with others and help others through our journey and through our story. So, just want to say big ups to Mike for your story.
Hey, appreciate it, man. That was awesome, man. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you, Big Mike.
Big Mike, and as you saw, we third amigo jump on with us here tonight, Mr. Suave.
Hey, Big Mike, this is Lawrence. Lawrence Sawasan, no one special, man. Yeah, let's carry on.
Well, you disturbed him from his sleep, was all. Lawrence, did you have a good sleep, was? What's up, was all? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Working hard, something edge needs to learn.
Yeah. But hey, just a question on your story, Mike. Coming from football, your highlights in football, and then having to let go of that, was that easy? How was your transition through that? Coming from playing for Samoa?
It was pretty hard. It was like even playing for Samoa was hard. You don't get paid. You know, you go to Samoa, and I remember we got on a plane to go to Argentina, to Chile, because that was our first stop, and we get handed $300 cash. And at the time, I had given up my job and everything to chase this dream, because I think, if I go play for them, that's like an international step, and then from there get the big time contracts, because you don't know who's watching and whatnot, bro. So it's a sacrifice, bro. So like when people talk about play for Samoa, it really is. So I'm talking about like 7 years ago, when we were given 300 New Zealand dollars, and that was including for like the 3 months that we spent in Samoa training. So like it's intense, bro. It's hard to let go of, and the transition is not easy, because your mindset set to the boots is gonna be the way you pay and make dreams. And like after everything I told you in regards to what was happening to me at the time, like, I needed it to work. I had put everything on it, like left my job, everything to get on that plane and go on that tour. You know what I mean? So it was hard.
Yeah. And with your football, like as you're saying, tonight is when one door closes, another one opens. How was that for you, knowing that door was going to close? That football dream was finished. How long did it take you for the next door to open?
To be honest, the turnaround was about 2 years. Because I started talking to you about the divaning and how that steps through. So that in total was 2 years. It was hard. It really is. From like the easy gigs, like getting like 40 to 60,000 in 3 months, to getting 14.60, or what was the rate at the time? $12.50 an hour. So the jump from that to 40 to 60,000 for 3 months to $12.50 is crazy, bro. Like it's really hard. Yeah.
Boys, got any questions?
Oh, you got a question?
No. Just Mike, you mentioned you grew up in. I went to Southern Cross Primary School.
Oh, yo.
And then I went to Mangere Intermediate. And then I went to LA College. This was back in the late 80s. I went to Mangere Intermediate in 91.
Yo.
And you spoke about Mangere Bridge. That's where I trained out of, behind the library there.
Yo. Yeah, the soccer field there. Yeah.
There was a boxing gym behind that library. And that's where pretty much my career took off. A lot of good fighters come out of that gym, run by Jerry Preston back at the time. We had the Jimmy Piao, Jimmy Fonda, and his brothers, Chris.
Yo.
Yeah, they all trained out of there. Close friend of mine, David Tour, trained out of there as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So when you spoke about Mangere Bridge, man, I used to go down there on a Saturday morning and throw my fishing line out, looking like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't.
So you know those waters were sewage, eh? So you're fishing in sewage waters.
Oh yeah. We didn't catch anything anyway.
Yeah.
Anything that we caught, we threw it back in. But yeah, I grew up around that area, man. I used to run from Wickman Way shops McNaughton. I used to live in McNaughton.
Yeah,
I used to run from McNaughton all the way to Mangrove Bridge for training, and I
You're a
would do
fit
that
man. You're a
5
fit
days
man.
a week. 5 days a week I would do that.
So are you the brown butter bean now? Yeah.
Brown building. Butter lost weight, I'll put on weight.
Hey, speaking of the Mangrove Bridge, there's a lot of people that's gone there with. It seems like Mangrove Bridge has been a place where people would go and drown all their sorrows as well. Yeah.
Yo.
I know, watching Jonah Lomu's documentary, it was a place where he was sleeping as well. So just hearing that part of your story, you know, it would have been hard to. I know, like you said, your dad was a pastor, and here you are sleeping at a bridge. You know, can you just elaborate a little bit more on that time of your life?
Yeah, it's hard, bro. My dad, the ministry was on fire. Church was massive, and being a PK, the microscope is on you like there is no tomorrow. So any faults you did outside of church, it'll find its way into the church and in people's mouths, and it'll be condemned. You know, the pastor and whatnot, and you know, everyone that found out at the time, you know, by that time I got her pregnant and whatnot. I wasn't married or anything, and just my dad gave me the talk. He was disappointed, and it's a hard one, bro. Like, because for me at that time, like, you say you love me, but what you showed me didn't, like, what you did to me didn't tell me you love me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we have this love-hate relationship, or I do, with my dad. Like, to be clear, I love him and always will, and he's my dad regardless. But that lesson was probably the hardest thing that he taught me. Like, when I was younger at that time, I'll say, well, like, what a dick, like fuck it, like, if sorry, guys, it's just, you know, he's not my dad, blah blah blah. As you grow older, you tend to realize, and I guess for me, like, I don't know if I've accepted it as an excuse, where my dad was like, you know, I can't go preach to the people to do one thing, and the kids in my own house are doing other things, you know. So he didn't want to be seen as a hypocrite, and I took it as like, you just want to look good in front of the church people and whatnot. But sort of like, he kicked me out. Like, I was sleeping at the bridge, but I was still expected to be at the local on Sundays.
On Sunday,
like,
yeah.
You know, it was just. But I knew it was like the time for me to go in and like try and get a free feed, because I know if I went on Sunday, like, that was the time to go. My mum would bring something. Like, she'll pack some for Kavali, and then she'll sneak it to me outside the car park, and then they'll go have gongati and whatnot, and go from
We got a question here as well, similar just on that. I don't know if you can see it.
Hey, shout out to Tay. Shout out to my twin.
That's one of the questions from who? From Tay, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you read that, Mikey? Can you see that?
Yo, what was your biggest takeaway or learnings from hitting rock bottom to now being successful leader in your field?
Just don't give up. Like, it sounds simple, easier said than done. And it sounds bad because I said, you know, I attempted and whatnot. But I think that's the biggest lesson, was like, I learned not to give up after, you know, like, I couldn't succeed in one avenue. But, you know, another one opened up for me, and I guess I took that competitiveness from the rugby field and used it in the career side of work, and that was my biggest learning source. that's something I'll take away to being successful now. Like, I don't know, some of you guys follow me on IG or Facebook. You know, little brown boy flying almost everywhere and you know, driving up and down the country for a living, and I'm being blessed now. But you know, behind all that, I say mask. Can I use the word mask? Does the word mask fit into this? Behind that mask, there are a lot of hard lessons and hard things that happened for me to get to where I am now. And like, I'm only 32, bro. Like, you know, you say, oh shit, did that really happen to you? Well, yeah, it gets anyone, any age, any time, old, young, and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question too. And but yeah, bro, never give up, bro.
Yeah, awesome answer, bro. I guess you know what, I love the fact that, you know, we can be real on this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, like you're saying, that mask, we all grew up with it, us Islanders, you know, and I believe it's not just Islanders, how we have to put up a mask sometimes just to uphold, you know, a family name, uphold tradition, uphold, you know, whatever it may be, yet we lose ourselves in the process.
Yeah.
And, you know, we actually go down a spiral where, you know, we're trying to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
But within ourselves, we're not actually helping ourselves, you know. We that's why we go to those places, those dark places, because we are not able to talk about it. And I guess that's why this platform here is, you know, is real. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we want to make it normal that we can talk about things, even through your attempt. You know, people don't want to talk about it, but you know, I really believe that when you do talk about it, it's an avenue that you can release a heaviness. But I guess talking it with the right people, talking with the right people about it, you know. So, yeah. Got a question, Edge, Lawrence?
I have the question. What's throughout your journey and the bumps on the road? At this point in time, what's two or more things, or you can name more if you wish, that you're glad that you're able to appreciate?
Life. Life. It's one word. It seems easy, but like, everyone has a story, like you said. But like, you know, when I almost didn't make it to having like the successes I'm having now, is life. And in being a dad, it gives you that whole appreciation of life, and then learning how to reappreciate life. Because I felt like when I decided to do what I did, I didn't appreciate life, and I didn't value it. So now it's reappreciating and valuing life. That's the thing also.
Awesome. Laurie?
I just like listening. Taking it all in.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. Look, we just want to thank you for, you know, jumping on tonight and sharing your story. I know there's so many other things in your life, in your journey, and in your story, and I just thank God that you're here to talk about it. Thank God that you're here to share your story and your side, and we just don't know who's watching and who's going to be watching throughout the week. And your story will inspire and help somebody through their dark times, you know. And yeah, we'll just encourage you to keep going and keep telling your story, man. And there's a lot more. There's more and more chapters for your story, for the future, you know. And it's just for tonight, for us, just a privilege to have you speak with us tonight and just inspire us with your story. So yeah, just want to thank you also for jumping on tonight. Any last words for anyone out there, Mikey?
No, I just want to thank you guys, and appreciate it. And I think it just tactiles. It was something I started to do on TikTok. I mean, we talk about social platforms. Like, I clown around a lot, and I see some pretty dumb pics. I try and think I'm a Casanova sometimes, like, to be honest. But it's allowed at this stage.
Edge like that sometimes.
Yeah, so and I guess opening the platforms up and then meeting those for Edge, and I think everything, everything has a reason. I've met a couple of awesome people on the networks as well, and then I guess the conversation started, and then I don't know, man, I was sharing with Edge, so I started getting calls and whatnot, because I did a live about depression and how it can hit you, but without sharing the detail that I've given to you guys now. I know the worst where it can be, where it can get you, and how important it is just to ask a random question, are you okay? And that's probably one of the last things I'll leave with everyone here. And like, ask someone in your close circle. Even it could even be your brother or your sister. My siblings didn't even know. Like, they didn't even know until they called me, go to hospital. Emergency contact is my dad. But they're like, you just don't know. Like, so ask if they're okay. And then it could be someone right in front of you that you talk. And I'll touch on this word again, mask. Smiling, happy, joke, laugh at you every day, but there's so much shit happening in the background. So if there's anything, man, just check in on this. And it gets said and it gets oversaid a lot of times, but I think people need to action it, put some action into the saying, are you okay? And genuinely care. And Mike uses it a lot, be kind. Sometimes my jokes can be unkind, but it's real, like, because everyone's different. I like the way I talk and joke with Mike is not the same way I'll go and joke with Lawrence, like, just for an example, because everyone's different and not every perspectives, views, and everything's different. So not everyone will take it the same way. So if that's the last few words, I say check in on those around you, even your closest circle, and be kind, and then that's it, man. And don't judge, especially, and live life, choose life. And what a beautiful slogan. Because I'm thankful that I decided to choose life and revalue it and reappreciate it for what it is now, and gotten all those blessings that I'm now living in, and thanks to the big man upstairs. And I still have my little battles with the big man upstairs, as I just shared with the whole my sister thing. But it's a journey on its own. But thanks, guys.
Awesome. How good is that? It's been good just to listen to your story. And speaking of choosing life, we have Brother Lawrence here. How many families did you feed tonight or today, Laurie?
Oh, sorry. So, man, we got up to about 16 families today. We provided hampers for them. That should last them a week or two, or just over a week. So been doing it for the past 3-4 weeks now, and we've handed out probably close to 100 hampers out to the families out in the community that doing it really tough at the moment. So man, and there's a lot of people donating, and a lot of people reaching out, donating money and gift cards and vouchers and that for Coles and Woolies. But I always tell them, I need you to come out and see where your money is going. It's all nice and good to send the money in and transfer money in, but I need you to come and see where your money is actually going. So we're going to keep going. I think we've got another 4 weeks of shutdown. So there's more shutdown. The numbers of families increase, So man. So we're getting there, but a lot of help from the community, a lot of help from local businesses.
Yeah.
everybody's chipping in where they can, and you know and whatnot. But so we did about 14 families today. Yesterday we did about 20. On Tuesday we did about close to 40 families on Tuesday. So so just getting out there and supporting a lot of our community families, man. But
there's a question there from Sheila.
How can we support from Oz? So we live in Mount Druitt, so we're in Oz.
I think because she's in is Sheila in Queensland? Just to help out.
Oh, how can we support from Oz?
Yeah.
We're in the country town of Mount Druitt.
Yeah.
Just private message Sheila, and then we'll sort something out.
Yeah.
We'll give you avenues how you can support ongoing.
Because you can't go to Brisbane, eh?
Sorry, I got a private jet that can get me up there. Man. Big Mike, bro, I encourage you to keep sharing your story, man. Seriously, that people need to hear your story. People need to understand that there are ways they can get through whatever they're going through, man. Life, I've always said it to my kids that I deal with. Life is so worth fighting for, man. Like, life is so worth fighting for. We all have our different battles, but we fight it together. You know, and I encourage you, Big Mike. I encourage you, man, to keep sharing your story, man, because it'll hit a lot of people, and it'll get them thinking that there is another way. So,
as long as I'm tending to good meal, we all good.
What's good meal?
Me, mate. It's all of a good meal.
I said, don't send it to that guy. Look at him. Don't send it to that guy. He looks like Osama. See you later. As soon as he gets it. But yeah, guys. I encourage you, Big Mike, to please keep sharing your story, man. And a lot of teenagers at this time are going through a lot of stuff, man. And not just teenagers, the young fathers, and a lot of grown men are going through some tough times, man. And they need to hear how you fought through it and keeping that flame alive. And like I said, man, life is so worth fighting for. That's the fight we fight now, and we gotta show that to our young people, even our kids, our children, show them that life is worth fighting for, and whatever trouble that we have in life and that we go through, it'll pass. There's a cure to every sickness. There's a cure, apart from this corona rubbish, but there's a cure to every sickness. There is a cure to everything, and the big man upstairs knows what it is. Every trouble that we go through, it'll pass, and we'll get back on the path again. But I encourage you to keep sharing your story. Keep sharing your story, man. It'll definitely help a lot of people. Even hearing your stories, it helps me, and it definitely helped Mr. Goodmill there. Hey, you're right there, mate. Stay awake, mate. You're supposed to be at work.
Hey, so then, Lawrence, as you were talking, what was inspiring me was your WWE belts behind you.
Oh, so they get them on eBay. eBay there.
Man,
but it's
going back to like when Albert and Big Mike was talking on the mask. Now I recommend these masks. Like, these are the
These ones as well. These ones, eh?
That's your mask, Ed. Ed.
Just make sure you brush your teeth before you wear your mask, so you're not starting to
good set.
This guy, man. Tell you, this guy, he does not do any work when we work together, man. This guy. He does not do any work. So he comes and disturbs me when I'm trying to write essays and write reports and this guy, Albert, why did you bring him to me?
Oh mate, I tried to, bro. Hey, I just want to say a big shout out to one of the girls that's jumped on tonight from New Zealand as well. What's her name? Christine Samuels. I just want to say big shout out to Christine. You know, I reached out to you earlier today, so thanks for jumping on tonight. You know, and just wanna really, you know, the song that I sent. So for anyone that's watching, on Wednesdays we have our Wednesday jam where people jump on and they tell us what song motivates them, and this week's song was what was it called?
Hold On.
Yeah, Hold On. Yeah, Hold On. We're waiting for Lawrence to send through his dedications, but couldn't get through.
But that was
I'll send you Missy Luki.
Yeah, Missy Luki.
Yeah.
Just want to say, just for jump on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays tomorrow we have our Uber Eats Fridays. So people jump on and ask questions, and if there's one question that everyone will answer, and you could win a free Uber Eats straight to your house, even from New Zealand. So from Choose Life to you guys. So don't forget that tomorrow. We've
blocked Lawrence from that, so because he's always keen for the opportunity for a free feed. But
tell you when the restaurants open up again, I'm gonna give the free dinners.
Here you go.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
Restaurants open up again, I'll give out the free dinners every week.
You still got my number, yeah?
Huh? No, I lost your number. I'm gonna give out free dinners when restaurants open up again down here in Sydney. Free dinners every week for family.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll get that happening when borders open up again.
So when you come to New Zealand, bro, it's always free dinners at Denny's Hotels. Like, take your
honey, can we book a flight to New Zealand when the borders open?
Denny's Hotels, way to go, bro. Apple pie and ice cream, was.
Oh, how good's that? Hey, we got because of time, guys. Once again, we just want to say big thank you to Big Mike. Big thank you to everyone that's jumped on. Like I said, if you could share this page, share tonight's episode, just so someone else can get inspired by Big Mike's story, and be blessed by his story. So once again, also Big Mike, thank you for jumping on with us. All right, so yeah. But to everyone else that's watching us,
much love.
Hey, suavayo le lofa.
It's your boy Oliver Goodmill, aka
Asuelu. Goodmill, Asuelu.
Hey, there's a last request there from Michael. Is that your brother?
That's my little brother.
Okay.
Nah, mad love. Choose Life, guys. Appreciate it. And one more plug, and I guess also, we just before we finish, we're starting the mental health talanoas on Bigo as well. The females on Bigo, we had quite a big showing for our first hit. So encourage you guys. Just for me, I'll be praying for you guys as well, that your platform grows big and it reaches a lot of ears, and may you guys stay blessed and keep doing the good work that you guys are doing also. And at the end of the day, like no one can give you money or rewards, but you know, the big man upstairs knows what's good and what's good for you, and you know, believe in good blessings and that they come around tenfold for you also. So Albert, Lawrence, and Mr. Goodmill. Today, but yeah, usos alofa aku ia whamua pele kua wakonga nuenga ia wha sa ili malo pea wale whamua moe le kua ia whapega whainga ko manguia kai lava.
Awesome.
Ka lo va leo ko ringa kala la sai mai orfa sel.
Yeah,
Ka lo va leo kala. Ya ola fa sa mo. Ngang mo ko waka rake o wero.
Okay. As I say every week, everybody just have a good week, have a good rest of the week, have a good weekend if we don't see you till next week. But yeah, jump on these platforms. What's it called on Bigo?
Yeah, Bigo.
Yeah,
Bigo.
Bigo. Mr. Goodmill has a different name on there, but yeah, it's Bigo.
Yeah.
Bigo Goodmill, it's not bingo. Wait no.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say
goodbye to everyone. See you guys.
Yeah.
Goodbye, 100. Okay, bye.
Bye.